Hello, friends. Welcome back to the channel. This is the second episode on the concept of domination. In the first video of domination, we just discussed the introductory aspects of it. I just gave you a basic structure on what this concept really is. Right now, from this video onwards, let us try and go into more specifics of this concept and turn this concept into a workable strategy which we can use as a reliable system which will give us consistent results as well. Right now, remember one thing: the three steps of this concept will never change till the end of this series. Right, step number one, identification of domination; step number two, confirmation of domination; and step number three, planning your entry, targets and stop loss. Now, let us go to a live chart and apply the same steps that we discussed in video number one. Now, here I have the TCS chart of 26th April 2024 on a 5 minutes time frame. The first step on the process of identification of domination is to start marking the openings of every candle. The first candle of TCS here is a green candle. I will mark the opening of this green candle, not the high, not the low, but the opening. Right, if you have any doubts on the basic structure and what is this concept about, please go ahead and watch the first video before going ahead and watching this video. Right, so I started marking TCS, the first green candle of the day, and I will shift this green candle higher and higher in order to find out the right place where I have to sell this stock. Right, I will keep shifting this line higher. This line would never get shifted lower even if a green candle is forming below the opening of the previous green candle. Right, now, say this is what I'm doing to sell the stock. Say if I had to buy TCS, what should I do? I should start marking the openings of the red candles from the beginning. What is the first candle? The red candle of TCS at 9:20. TCS has given us the first red candle of the day, and I will mark the opening of this red candle and I will give it the red color, and I will only shift this line lower and lower. Right, this why I am doing this to find out the right buying zone in TCS if I have to buy TCS. Right, until and unless this concept does not give me confirmation on either sides, I will not take any trade. Right, or either on the sell side or on the buy side. Now, for example, let's see which is the first trade it gives in this day. On this day, 26th April 2024, I am shifting my green line higher to find out the selling zone right now. What is the third candle? It's a green candle, and I'm shifting my open higher. Now, if you observe here, the sellers came for the first time, so we have identified a domination zone. But what is the second step? The second step is confirmation of domination zone. Once the sellers came and dominated this 925's candle and closed below it, we have just identified that this area, that the area below this green candle belongs to the sellers. Here the sellers have to create a price action and prove and give us a confirmation so that we can go ahead and enter. The area above this green candle is the buyer's zone, the buyer's domination zone right now, as far as 925's candle is concerned. Right, above this open is the buyer's zone, below this open is the seller's zone. Right, I'll remove this. Now, what is the second step? Once the sellers come and dominate, we need confirmation. Right, we will wait for the buyers to fight back into this market and see if they're losing again and if the sellers are dominating again into this market. Now, when did the buyers come to fight back? They came at 9:35. Were they able to fight back successfully? Yes. And what happened? The 925's opening candle that we marked, we got another opening above it on the 940 candle. Right, now we will go into steps. Please make note of this. The first step is marking the openings of the candle. The second step is seeing if the domination is coming from the opposite side. Now we are marking the green candles. We are observing if the domination is coming from the opposite side. So we saw that the domination was coming from the sellers, but there was no confirmation. The buyers still dominated. So we are shifting our line higher now. I'll keep this as green. Now, once I've done this, do I see another opening of a green candle after this green candle of the 940 candle? I do not. Right, now what happens is the sellers for the first time are now coming into the market and dominating. This is the first step of identification of domination. We have identified. What is the second step? We need confirmation. How do we get that? We will wait for the buyers to come for the first time to fight back once they get defeated, once they get dominated, right? Let us use the word dominated instead of defeated. Defeat will be on the confirmation. So the buyers came for the first time here, and I'll mark a line over here. Now, the rule over here is, now we are going into the specifics of this concept compared to our first video. The rule over here is, we have the last opening of a green candle at 940. We don't have a green candle above this, above 940's candle. We might have below it. It does not matter for us, because below 940's candle is the seller zone, and above 940's candle is the buyer zone right now for us. Now, above 940's candle, we do not have a opening of a green candle. The buyers came to fight back. The rule here is, the sellers, if they are able to close below this green candle, here we see, before an opening gets created above 940, then that means the confirmation part is done, right? That is confirmation. That is the second step. Say for example, this red candle came after this rally, after these buyers, the second red candle came and closed, but say it did not close. Now it let another green candle open here somewhere in this area and then closed below. Then the previous domination that we identified is invalid. We need to identify a newer domination. I know you must be getting confused, but hang on with me. Let us try and complete this process. Now let me clear the charts. So when is the first time that the buyers came to fight back? It is a 10:15 candle, and I'll mark the low of it just to find out if the sellers are able to close below this candle once more, right? The sellers were successfully able to close below this candle one more time, and this is the confirmation part, right? Now, as soon as we get the confirmation, how do we plan our entries? To plan our entries, we will always wait for a pullback. Now, going into the specifics of this strategy, I said whenever you enter and take a trade on this concept, we will always aim for a target of 1:2. Now, what I personally prefer is, from where do I start entering into my position? What is that right spot? What I personally do is, whichever is the fight back candle, I mark the opening of that candle and the previous swing high. This becomes my stop loss. This opening of the candle becomes my point of entry into this trade, and 1:2 will be my target. So if you see, the market has successfully almost achieved the target in case of TCS. Now you will be thinking, the sellers closed here, the sellers closed below this green candle, and the pullback was way higher than our entry point. It's okay, doesn't matter. In some cases the pullback is much higher, and in some cases the pullback is just till the place where you wanted to enter, and that is this place I will place my limit orders, and I will start entering into TCS at 3,856 rupees. My stop loss will be 3,877, and my target would be somewhere around 3,815 or 17, right? Now this is how I define my trade. The most important benefit of this concept that I keep using every day is, I don't have to predict where the market is going, whether it will go up, whether it will take support, whether it will take resistance. I don't have to predict in advance and be in a hurry to catch the tops and bottoms. This concept itself will filter out trades for me. It will filter out trades for me. It will define me which is a buying domination zone and which is a selling domination zone. That's exactly what even you have to do. See, we need to know one thing, that at the same time, on every given day, on every time frame, there will be people who want to buy TCS, there will be people who want to sell TCS, right? They come with both the mindsets. Now as a retail trader, you need to be aware of this fact, that this is what is happening, right? And we need to go in the direction wherever there is domination, right? If there is buying domination, we'll follow them. If there is sellers domination, we will follow them. So in order to follow them, what is that we have to do? We have to identify which domination is starting to take place in the market. That is exactly what I am trying to teach you through this concept. Now I want to give you one more example on how to identify a buying zone. I have the same TCS chart of 3rd May 2024, right? The first candle of the day is a red candle, and I'll mark the open of this red candle. The openings of the red candles will never get shifted higher. I'll only keep shifting it lower. Why? Because I want to find the right area where the seller's domination is fading and the buyers are trying to change hands and trying to get into the market and dominate. I want to find out that place, right? To in order to find out, I need to follow the red candle still where they're dominating. I will never confuse myself where to buy. I have the previous support, the yesterday's closing, nothing. I'll follow this concept and I want confirmation, which is the second red candle of this day, which formed below this red candle. The opening should be below this red candle. We know on 9:35 there's a red candle, 9:40 there is one, and 9:55, but we will not mark because we'll not shift this line higher. The next red candle is over here, which is at 10:10. I'll just make this faster. We don't have any buyers coming in. Okay, if I keep shifting it lower, we don't have any buyers closing above any red candle. Like this, we keep trailing. Now on this candle, right, at 11:45, we no longer see any opening of a red candle and the green candles came up, right? The buyers tried to dominate. This is the hint they are giving, that they are trying to get into the market. But we will not straight away go and enter, even if this is a very strong support or a bounce back level which worked in the previous times. None of it, right? We will wait. We will wait for the confirmation part. We will wait for the sellers to come back and fight back again. Did they come? They came at 12:10 and they fought back well, and a newer opening got created in the market below this red candle's opening, which is this candle at 12:15. I will mark this candle, and now I see the buyers are trying to come in again, right? I will not buy. What is the second step? I will wait for confirmation. Did the sellers come to fight back in the market? Did that come? But were they able to create a newer opening below the 12:15 candle? Now this is an important pro tip that you need to write down, that whenever there's a pullback, whenever there is a fight back from the people, like here the red candles are trying to fight back, they want to create a newer low and continue this trend. Whenever there is a pullback and we see the green candles close above it before they create a newer opening below this 12:15 candle, we know for sure that this is an area of confirmation and we need to start planning our buy side trades. Although the market was sold off this day, I can still give you a trade which will give you a 1:2 target on the buying side in the chart of TCS. That is the beauty of this concept, right? Now we see that before a newer opening got created below this 12:15 candle, we had the buyer step in and they dominated the fight back candle as well. Okay, now how I define my entries, like we discussed in the selling example, I will mark the opening of the fight back candle. Which is the opening of the fight back candle? It is this. The swing low would be our stop loss, and we would have gotten a 1:2. See, in terms of points, you might be thinking these are very less points to capture, right? You might be thinking about, we're talking about 20 points. What I always focus in the market is, whenever I try taking a trade and whenever I try placing my stop loss with whatever quantity, let it be, it depends on person to person and the capital that you trade. But if from that point I have the market moving 1:2, it is giving me a risk to reward of 1:2, it is a good trade. Even if I have to place stop loss of what is it here, say about 8-9 points, and we have about 18 to 20 points of reward here, it is still good enough for me because my loss is 1 and my profit is 2. This mathematics you need to maintain in your journal in order to continue to grow your account, right? Otherwise you cannot grow your account with this. One more thing that you need to know is, see, throughout the day TCS was sold out and I was never in a panic where to buy. Many people told me overall the market is creating newer highs, it's at all time high, everything is good, and as soon as we find a support we need to jump in and buy. But I waited patiently because my concept has not given me an entry. I hope this concept is getting clearer and clearer as we proceed. If not, then go ahead and watch the first video on domination, and also follow the Telegram channel given in the description box, because if you have any confusions on how to identify domination, I will be posting a few charts, the screenshots wherever I find domination, and you'll be able to correlate with the videos that we've made. Until then, backtest as much as you can, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care guys. Bye.